So I wasn't aware that like Dunkman was going to be finishing up last week. I thought it was like just going to be the semifinals. But of course they had the semis and the finals on the same night. So I gotta talk about this because like this was super exciting. And also like semi-controversial finals, I guess. So first up, I liked how they used my idea as far as saving a dunker. And Shaq actually saved 2 dunkers like and had them compete to get to the semifinals. Now I love like how they saved Darius Clark, aka Bunny Hops. And he may have had like one of the 6 dunks in the whole show. His 360 behind the back was crazy, so well executed. But also, if I'm being totally honest, I was also hoping for Jay Clark to be saved as well as like Miller Dunks maybe. Anyways, the semifinals were really good. However, my major criticism initially was that like Jordan Sutherland got snubbed. And same thing with Lepek. I mean, Sutherland did like a cradle dunk over his parents. And I thought like this was on first try. And Lepek also did like a double up over Vince Carter, which like I also thought was first try. However, after commenting on and talking with Billy from Dunkademics, he told me that like the show didn't show every single dunk, meaning that there were misses that weren't shown, and so Sutherland didn't actually make his dunk first try. So at the very least that explains that. Then the finals came, and like I do feel like the best person won, Jordan Kilgannon. He was definitely the most deserving, and like not just what he did in this contest, but honestly all he's done like for the sport of dunking as a whole. Now into some other minor critiques that I had. Yes, this contest did have like a lot of push-off dunks, which I'm not fully opposed to. However, as Billy acknowledged on his page, they do need to be like scored differently. So look, I love Ty Jackson. I mean, a 5'4" dunker is like prime inspiration for me, and I do love watching him. However, so often in these contests, the judges will like let the short guy keep doing the same dunk over and over again, and especially the same push-off dunk. And look, just to be clear, I don't want this to come across like I'm hating on Ty, but the judges have to be more aware of this, because like as Donovan Hawkins made it clear, he didn't use any props throughout the whole show. Now while I don't think this automatically makes him better, this should be taken into consideration. However, Jordan Kilgannon actually kept on improving the difficulty of his dunks, even though like so many of his were push-offs, so I didn't mind that as much. Anyways, once again, an amazing show overall. I did have some minor issues with the scores at the end, but I'm glad that like the best dunker won, especially because, as Ty said at one point on the show, he's only been doing dunk contests for like a few months now. And I think that's like evidenced by him doing the same dunk, or at least like a very similar dunk over and over again. So if you gave him the title over Jordan, it just like would not have felt right.